Hello everyone. In today's video I'm going to go over how you can speed up combat in D&D using core Foundry and a number of additional modules. The modules I'll be using in today's video are Easy Target, MIDI QOL, the Mess module, Let Me Roll That For You, and also Token Action HUD. Alright, before I go through my configuration, let me go ahead and point out first the scene that I have here. On this scene, there are a number of combatants, both on the ally side and also the enemies. We have a wizard here and a druid. The druid has already had a turn in which they have decided to summon 8 wolves. We can also see that there are a number of hobgoblins on both sides, the western and the eastern flank. Let's go ahead and say that the wizard has a turn first. I'm going to go ahead and select the wizard. After I've selected the wizard, at the top I have the inventory, the spells, the features, the skills, the saves, the checks, and the utility that are available to this wizard, to this character. The reason I have all of this available is because of Token Action HUD. So I want to go over to spells, and like a true wizard, I'm going to cast the Fireball spell. When I click it, I'm going to see Consume Spell Slot and Place Measure Template. I want to use both and cast the spell. Alright, so we can see already that as I move it around, it targets the things as I have the template over top of the combatants. We also see that the template is animated. The reason this is animated is because of the Mess module. The reason that the targets are being targeted is because of MIDI QOL. So we can see already that a number of these are working together. Let's go ahead and say that the wizard is going to target right here as to not try and engulf the wolves that the druid summoned in flames. So I'm going to summon it right here. Alright. So as soon as the wizard cast the spell Fireball, all of the saves were rolled for each individual hobgoblin at the same time. We have failed with 5, saves with 20, saves with 16. You can read the rest from there. We also see at the bottom here the damage that was dealt to each of them. Because we start off with 34. 34, if you fail, is going to be the full damage. If you take half, it is going to be 17. So all of the creatures, because they only have, 11 health, they all died due to the fireball. And with the settings I have, as soon as they are killed, they are no longer targeted. Cool. So that was a very effective turn from the wizard's standpoint. Let's go ahead and move over to the druid, saying that druid, it is their turn next. Now normally with a wolf, especially with 8 of them, you'd probably have to get a little bit creative in how you manage the attacks. Because wolves have pack tactics, so that means each of these is going to attack with advantage. But with the modules we're using, we can do this very quickly. I'm going to target using Alt, left click. The reason I can target like this is because I'm using the module Easy Target. And then I'm going to select my wolf. And I can go ahead. Oh, I don't even actually need to open up the character sheet because of Token Action HUD. You can choose to, but also you can look at the top left here, and we see Inventory, Bite. So with pack tactics, my bite is going to attack with advantage. If I want to attack with advantage with the settings I have, I can just press Alt, left click, and it comes in, it hits. We see it hits, the goblin makes a strength saving throw, and the goblin fails with a 7. Because if you are familiar with the wolf attack, the wolf attacks with a bite. If the target is a creature, it must make a strength saving throw or be knocked prone. So all the attacks normally would have advantage, but because they're all wolves, they just have advantage anyway. So then I can go to the next wolf. I could, alternatively, if you want to, you could just make the same attack with the wolf that you have here, but I'll select a different wolf. Then go here, Alt, left click, and attack again. And we see that one misses. It rolled it got a 15 even with advantage. Go to the next one, Alt, left click, misses. Misses. Wow, they had a lot of unfortunate luck there. AC 18. Alright, but then we go to the next set here, the next set of 4. I can choose which one I target. If I want to target a new one, I just want to Alt, left click the old one to untarget. Okay, and then let's say I'll make a few attacks here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that one is dead. So the last one I could have chosen to attack the first one that's still alive. But you can see how this speeds up things pretty considerably. That would have taken a long time had I not had the modules in place. So everything here is pretty much resolved at this point. There's still one hobgoblin left, but again, the last attack could have gone there. Let's go ahead and see what I am all using as far as the settings. So I want to go to Manage Modules. Oh, sorry, not Manage Modules. I want to go to Configure Settings, Module Settings, and then I want to go first to MIDI QOL. Here I can look and see what I have. Most of this you probably don't need to change too much. The only one I want to point out here is untarget dead after roll. That's pretty useful because it means that everything will just be untargeted immediately if they are killed. Let's go to my workflow settings though and see what I have. I enabled speed item rolls. The reason I did that is because when I alt click, it will let me roll with advantage. If I control click, it will let me roll with disadvantage. I have everything showing, but you can change how this is. I have merged, condensed, auto target on template draw. As you saw, I moved around the fireball, and as I moved around the fireball, the targets automatically came up. And you can pretty much see everything that I have here. Pretty straightforward. You can even actually, I don't have it here, but you can even add in sounds if you want to, like item sounds, spell sounds, potion sounds. All of that is available as well. So you can see there's a lot that you can play around with here and change as you want. The next thing I want to point out very quickly is the mess module. It is important to look at the mess module in your settings. The mess module lets you decide what templates you want to use for acid damage, bludgeoning damage, cold damage, fire, lightning, etc. Foundry Core lets you add in templates as well. However, Mess is especially pretty cool because it lets you add in the animated templates that I had there, which that is a .webm file, if I'm not mistaken. I will be doing a separate video all about that. I'm not going to delve into it too much. But here, you do want to make sure that if we are using MIDI QOL, you have this not activated. Because I had a mistake of when I first put both modules on, having this activated, and it made all of my saves come up as 0. Alright, moving on. I did not make any changes, so I'm not going to reload. That's pretty much it. You can play around, like I said, with the MIDI QOL workflow settings. The last thing I want to point out is if I say, let's say I target. I have all of these target. Oh, it won't let me because they're dead. I have this targeted, and this targeted, and this target here. If I want to clear everything at the same time, an easy way to do it with Easy Target is Alt-Shift-C. And unfortunately, it will open up the character sheet that is selected. Your players don't really need Easy Target that much. They can just double right-click. But I, as a GM, find it really helpful for me. And I also think it's kind of helpful for the players if they end up targeting a lot of things to have the instant clear. Alright, that's pretty much everything I'm going to go over today. Like I said, the modules I used are MIDI QOL, Easy Target, Token Action HUD, the Mess module. The last one I have, Let Me Roll That For You. The only reason I have it in this particular module set is because, let me go over to Configure Settings and show you one last thing. Here I have the option, where is it? I'm not quite sure where it is right now at this time, but one of the options is, here it is. I actually want to change this from none to Let Me Roll That For You. If you have Let Me Roll That For You, it allows the players to choose to roll their own saves. I find that a little bit better because I don't think my players always like to have the saves automated because they usually can have a really significant effect on them. The attacks I don't think they mind as much, but the saves, I think it's nice to have it as an option for them to roll their own saves. But your players, your own group, your players can decide how they like it. You can have that conversation with them. Alright, cool. I hope this has helped. Let me know if there are any questions in the comments below. I'm happy to answer anything that might help you all out. Thanks, everyone.